Hello and welcome to a coaching session. Today I'll be looking over a guy named the Berserker playing on payload Borax as heavy, and we're looking into the coaching. Now, he didn't specify anything specific in the email he sent me about what exactly he wants to get coached at, or what he's supposed to get better at, in the game. So, before I get into the demos, I just want to show you something that's quite important as heavy. So this is on the payload or training map where you can practice. And what's important is your tracking. All right, that's sort of like the thing for heavy. So you got to make sure that your sensitivity is good enough so you can, like, with ease track these players without having to readjust too much, because sometimes you're not always going to be able to do so, especially if you run out of space on your mouse pad. So you got to be thinking about that. How much space do you have versus how high sensitivity you have. So if you take a look here, I actually have one of these. These are actually quite useful because it keeps your cord from not like being dragged this way if you have it like on the other side of the desk. So that's also something you want to get if you're playing a lot of sniper or heavy, where you have to do like a lot of a lot of big mouse movements. Then this can definitely help you. So just to show you here, right? So I can track these pretty much fine. Like it's not going to be perfect because I'm tracking off reaction and not prediction. So if our prediction, for me it's going to be worse because I'm not a prediction player. I'm a reaction player. So let's say my sensitivity is now 3 with everything. I'm not going to pay attention to like what my mouse sensitivity is, but if I set mine to like 0.5, it's going to be very low, right? So if I'm then going to try and track this guy, you can see I'm having some more troubles, and I'm actually having troubles turning around. Like I'm using my entire mouse pad, and then I'm trying to like track this, and you can see I have to like lift my mouse to like turn, and that stops my movement like there. So that's too low, right? And then you can go like, freaking aperture B level, which is like, I don't know, something. Let's see, he can do like, it's even more than that, I think. Maybe it's like 40 or something. Oh god. Okay, the aperture B is like something like this, right? Like this, something like super high sensitivity, and you can see I keep overshooting the entire time. So this is kind of extreme. So let's say if I just do 10, right? That's also a bit more, but that's more manageable, right? Because you can then be faster and then readjust. So you can see that, high sense, low sense, anything really works for heavy. As long as you can like check your back fairly commonly. Like I'm on 3, so like I can kind of check my back with just one wrist flick, and that's fine. So with that out of the way, that is something I would like you to experiment with yourself. Like actively go in and figure out like your preferred sensitivity, because the problem is many players, they are either not fast enough, so they're like trying to catch up with the player, or they did like what I have, like you have too high sensitivity, so you keep overshooting your targets like this. So that's something to keep in mind when you're heavy, because your tracking should be smooth. You should be able to just properly track targets and kind of keep them inside the rectangle, your crosshair at all times. Now let's move into the demo. So he's playing on a map called Borax Release Client 2, which is like an old map. So this map is very much favored snipers on the red team. So let's go in, and this is him, of course. Maybe we can get a third person look at him as well. There we go. Nice. Unusual. That means he's good. So since he didn't specify anything specific, we'll just go over the basics as a heavy, and we're going to focus on a couple of things. Mainly, one thing is aim habits, and the other is, of course, positioning, because, the heavy is so slow that's kind of your entire kit. Like, to do well as a heavy, you have to have proper positioning and move yourself accordingly. So his loadout is Banana and Holiday Punch. So right away, we have the pub bush where the medic just pops in spawn, and he just starts to shoot a bunch of stuff. Like, there's really not much he can do here. He can maybe focus down this grass beast heavy, but he probably is not going to kill him. So right now, he's just probably looking for a spy or two, and then decides to just push the cart. So this is fine. There's nothing really else to do. Here comes a Demo Man, Demo Knight, and I'm just going to slow it down here. You can see he's able to track and kill him just fine. Not that he was in any danger, because they have medics and another heavy. So there comes a soldier, and let's see the tracking on his soldier aim. So you can see his tracking is fairly good. The soldier is moving particularly fast, but he was able to get the kill there. Then we know I'm not sure if you saw this, but there was a muzzle or fire flashes here, so that means we know there's a sentry there. And I think he saw that and he heard it. And there's also a sentry there, so now he backs off a little bit, which is pretty good. Right now he's taking a lot of damage, so he's just going to go back and build up that Uber and push that cart, because, you know, you don't have to go that much further ahead than the cart is at this point in time. Here comes a soldier up top, and that soldier probably died. So that's also something I want to pay attention to, is that you can, if you see a soldier and you wonder if he's dead, you can just check up here and see, do they have a dead soldier? I have 2 dead soldiers. Okay, he's probably dead, even if you didn't see it. That's just a little tip to keep in mind here. So he's just going to keep shooting, and here he's just going to back off, which is fine, and then he's going to poke and prod a little bit more. Check his back. Yeah, no spies there. He hasn't gotten stabbed yet. Shoot the eagle. And then there's a lot of stuff up there. A lot of engineer stuff. You can see there's like players spawning in. There's a lot of stuff. And then the pyro just literally saves him. So he did fine there, I would say. And I also like what he's doing here, where he's just kind of letting the medic build and build Uber and not really healing. But what I would like to see him do, whenever he's repositioning himself, when he's not spinning the gun, I would really like him to see him just throwing a sandwich, because I think he does it once, right? So here you can throw a sandwich. Also, there's some medics in red. You can also throw, you know, the banana sandwich at the cart whenever. But he's not really utilizing that heal factor, and that's probably one of the most important things if you're running like chocolate or bananas, that you can like, kind of just poop out these mini health packs like all over the time. All the time. So here is kind of a weird situation, right? Because we have this forward position. We don't really know what the red team has. Quick fix is popped, and here's the thing. You will beat a quick fix soldier, but he decides not to take that fight. So here, I would like to see the Berserker be a bit more aggressive, like, because you don't know what they have. We recently just killed the buildings for the engineer. They probably don't have a lot. And we have full health, we have medics, there's a bunch of guys pushing the cart, so we don't need to actually stay here. We can actually just go forward at any point in time. And he seems a bit indecisive. Like, does he want to go up there and kill the pyro? Does he want to push the cart? Like, you have to commit to your actions. So then he's just checking, and they have an Uber, and they've been using this for a while. And I would say at this point in time, when you have Uber, you can just go forward until you meet somebody, and then hug him up close, and then kill him, like he does here. Then he chases this soldier. So here, what's really important here is that you go out and you just see what they have. So what we can see, see a dispenser, and we see a couple of medics, and he catches the medic that is on fire and starts shooting him. We're also going to be seeing that there's a sentry down there, but it's only level 1. There's also a pyro, but there might be snipers and stuff here as well. So here he misses health pack, or ammo pack, and he has low on ammo, but that's okay because your effective field of view is essentially this box. So unless your eyes drift over there, or you have a really tiny monitor, you're not going to see it. So that's fine. But here, he has full health, and he's just kind of hanging out here. I guess it's because he's low on ammo, and he's just kind of looking for ammo, and he will say, put dispenser. That's what you say when you're low on ammo, which is fine. And then he decides to just go and attack. Anyway. So this is pretty good. Pyro comes in, runs up, and he just dies. And there's a little sentry up there, and here comes a soldier. Let's see the tracking. Overshot it just a little bit. Might have been just like, you know, incorrect tracking or prediction or something, but we're gonna see that that's not okay. It happens a couple of times with fast targets, so it might be that Berserker's sensitivity is slightly higher than what he can manage, because there's sometimes where he just really overshoots. Like, overshooting sometimes is fine. We're gonna see an example in a little bit where it's quite apparent. So here, what can you do here when they have the high ground? And this, I remember this part is awful to push for blue team because they have the high ground and it's like these really tiny stuff. So here, this soldier in this position, you're too slow, the soldier can kill you, and you can't do really anything to him because he will just back off, and then whenever you shoot him, so you did 17 damage to him and he did like, you know, 85 or whatever that was. But the soldier sucked, so, you know, it didn't eat a double rocket. So here comes an Uber. So he focuses down the sentry, but the sentry didn't get destroyed. It got picked up. So here, it's important that we go up and see what they have, and we're going to count. Let's see. Okay, so there's a soldier on the left, engineer, sentry, heavy, pyro. There's another soldier, and I think I saw a sniper there too. So in this situation, there's absolutely no way we can contest this, especially without a medic, so we're just going to have to back off here. So here, I think he makes a bit of a mistake where, or he doesn't make it, well, he does make a huge mistake, because there's no way, like, there's only 2 people dead on the red team, and there is so much red up on this hill, so if he goes here, there's like, look at all the red, there's no way, and it's not like they just vanished. I mean, you saw they were there, and then he just died. So, kind of like, I would say, a very different behavior than what we saw earlier, because the last kind of engages was very controlled and very passive, and then suddenly when he was in a really, really bad spot, instead of just backing off, he just decided to attack at like when he was in the red health, which is what you shouldn't do as a heavy. So that's kind of something to keep in mind, just evaluating the danger. So then we go back here and we're gonna see, okay, take a look at this. So there's a soldier down here, right? And this soldier's gonna rocket jump. Now watch the tracking. That's a bit far off where the soldier went. So either the sensitivity is too high or the readjustments doesn't happen fast enough. So what you can do is to kind of tense your arm to kind of force yourself to aim better. And also here, what are we accomplishing here as a heavy? Well, we're tickling a lot of guys and wasting a lot of ammo. So here we see a spy, and the spy is, yeah, the spy's actually right in front of us, and then the spy is somewhere, and then the spy manages to elude us. Like, we can't see where the spy went. And he doesn't call spy. You know, so that's another thing. You should bind spy to a button. I have my spy bound to E because I use Z to call medic, because I play Team Fortress Classic. And then after standing here for a while and just shooting, now he calls the spy. When he stopped calling, when he stopped looking for the spy, then he calls it. We have no idea where the spy went. So here, great opportunities to just throw the banana. He doesn't. There's no preemptive stuff here. Sees a sentry. This is a good position. You can just shoot at the sentry here. Maybe get this medic. The medic managed to get away. Maybe at overheal. Who knows? The medic died to a sniper anyway, so what does it matter? And he's just bullying that sentry to be moved. They have a full Uber right here. I would love to see a banana throw, or the other medic healing, you know, the other medic that is hurt. Eventually he does. Goes in here, and here's what you do. Shoot the engineer first. Dispenser sentry, doesn't matter. And now it is very vital that we check. What do they have at the top? Because we've actually, last time we checked upstairs, they had a lot of stuff there. And right now all of our troops is on the low ground. So that's what I would have done. Just run up there and just check. Because I didn't see any blue up there. Because we don't know. We can assume it's safe. Like right now you can see, all right, it's safe. Because, you know, blue team were coming through there. So they cleared that up. So that's good. We don't need to check there anymore. And then just shooting because he knew there was a spy near the teleporter. So that's pretty good. Gonna be fast forwarding here. Let's move up. So here, we have a heavy that's really far away. And he just kind of backs off for no reason. So here, you could actually just stay there and just shoot the heavy a little bit. And I think this is a community service, like Oprah's petrol station or something. So it has to be in the UK or something like that. Where they don't say gas. And here comes another soldier. Let's witness the tracking. It's a bit of an overshooting, I would say. Yeah. So it looks like, from what I can tell from this demo, it looks like this. But finally he throws the banana. Medic doesn't pick it up. But here, it's super important that we occupy the space that's behind the rock. Because there's stuff there. So this is what I would call like a positional mistake. Because there's something around the rock. We don't know what it is. And we can see there's another pyro coming in. There's a soldier jumping. So but we do manage to clear that up. So here, interesting thing. Here comes like let's go back here for a little bit. So there's a pyro who's just ran past him, right? There's a pyro who's just run past him. There's the pyro. He's on the way up there. We have an engine. We have a soldier and a medic, and the soldier has a whip. All right. So this would be an opportune time to just go like, oh, we're pushing this flank. All right. There's a pyro and a soldier and a medic, and I have a medic, and he just doesn't go there. So while the attack is happening on the left side, he just kind of stays with the cart. He doesn't commit to pushing it, and then he doesn't commit to follow. It's almost like he forgot that there's, like now the attacking force died. Just now you can see that the soldier and the medic die, and then the pyro is also dead. So the strike force that was here is no more. Does take out a sentry, that's nice, and now he needs to eat the banana, and he does. So that was sort of a missed opportunity where you had like a very nice group, because, you know, pyro in the front, heavy in the back with a medic is actually a very, very potent and very good and easy way to push. Because you can just kind of finish off and do chip damage and kind of bully the attackers or the whatever you're engaging with away. So here, if these red soldiers were good, this heavy would be dead because it takes 3 rockets to kill him. So here, I would not have revved up my gun. I would actually just brought out the melee or my shotgun if I have one and use that instead because we're so slow. And you can see that this soldier just kind of backs up for no reason. That other soldier dies, and then we unrev and we rev again. And luckily, the medic shows up and heals us in time. We think we barely would have survived that. But if that other soldier would have committed to just firing another rocket, we'd be super dead. So we move on. So that's a situation where I don't think revving the minigun was the right choice. Then he goes and kills the other soldier. Here he needs to... Alright, so here we have another example. The same pyro on the medic comes in with an Uber, and they are just creating so much space for their team. They're going to run in and do a lot of damage. What's important here is that we run and back them up as a heavy. Even though we're slow, we can just kind of make it. But instead, we're just kind of here. And then we go back, and then... And keep in mind, the pyro on the medic... Like, this is the pyro, this is the medic. They're still alive. And you can see the kill feed. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. And we're just kind of... This is what I would call playing grab ass back in the base. There's literally nothing here. And I think right about here, I think the pyro... Yeah, the pyro died. And then the medic probably got away or something. But they did a lot of stuff for a long time. So here comes an Uber. We're gonna go in. And this pyro, you can see the tracking... Not quite perfect, so it might be that the sensitivity was off or he had a mouse pad, or off the mouse pad or something, I don't know. And then we have another strange interaction here where he just kind of sits here and you can just go to the cart. You have full health, you can just run out there. Suicide, push the cart, that's sort of the goal. But he decides to just kind of stay here and not really, like, it's doing some chip damage. He's going to get the kill on this soldier here because the sniper pissed him. And... just to kind of stay here. He's not even looking like what do they have, because even if you peek, there's a very low chance that, yeah, you see the sniper, he's not even looking at you. But he just saw the sniper. But here, big moment. So there's like 2 soldiers. 3 with this guy. 2 soldiers. He has mini crits. You can just go with him and stand in the back and snipe people as heavy. But instead, we just kind of hang out here instead of going with the team. And then he's at full health, he can tank a lot of damage, and he's just staying here. Because I know he's waiting for the Uber, but you can do this, put some pressure on, and still build Uber. Right, so here's the Uber, and he's gonna go in and play it very safe. And this is gonna be the end of it. So he's gonna go get this heavy, get this kill, get all of that. So overall, I would say pretty okay heavy play. There's definitely a lot of game sense improvements to be made here. And I think the way that you can do this, Berserker, is just by being more aggressive and taking the situation and just keep moving forward until like something literally stops you. So, and then I would also revise the your sensitivity. Make sure that you are able to properly track and move comfortably so you don't have any situation, like in any situation, if someone is moving fast, up close, or slow far away, you shouldn't have any problems, tracking them like sort of correctly. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty good. But because here we had some insane overshooting, and it took a while before the correction happened, and then they were away. So overall, I would say if you're using the banana, throw it more often. And in situations where you are with soldiers in close proximity, use the fist and just punch them. Because, they will hurt themselves and then you will hit the punch and you won't be slow. So you have some more movement. And then also, I would say pay more attention to your teammates, because there was a lot of times here that we saw where you have like a group of people that's just going ham at the lines, and you're just kind of staying in the back around the cart. You're not pushing it. You're just kind of around it in that area, not really doing anything, which is exactly what the enemy wants. So yeah, thank you for the demo. I hope you learned something. Definitely not bad by any means, but there's like, it's not a perfect heavy play. So I still have some other demos that you guys have submitted that I will be reviewing in the future, because I do want to go back to doing more like helpful stuff, guides, tutorials, these coaching things as well, because it's been like what I've always been interested in. So with that, thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the balance mod at balancemod.tf, join the Steam group, join the Discord, and like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and retweet, re-like, and yeah, you get it. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.